do this today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're trying to get a few things done, and I'm hoping that this will work. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're getting this broadcast, please, if you haven't subscribed to us already, go ahead and do so. Good morning, and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Good morning to you all. I hope I find you well. There's a lot of things that we want to talk about this morning, but yeah, please, if you haven't, go to your notification button and please check that there are that you've got the notification button on, because sometimes Facebook, what they do is they will mess with it, so you wouldn't know that I'm on, because they'll have switched off the notification buttons. So what we want you to do is to go ahead and just check on your notification that the notification button is on. Good morning to you all. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We want to talk about one or two things this morning. Principally, one of the key things we will talk about first is this, what you see coming up shortly. Hopefully it should come up soon. Okay, let's just put it here so you can see it. Sorry about that. So now, that's what we want to talk about this morning. The APC 100 million Naira form to keep citizens enslaved. That is exactly what it is. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It is to keep us enslaved, and we need to wake up and realize that this is a fraud all day. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, guess what? It is a duck. If it looks like a fraud, guess what? It is a fraud. These guys are there to come and oppress and suppress us and keep us enslaved, and we mustn't be silent. So please, one thing again, I ask you, if you're joining us and you haven't seen us for a while, the reason why you've not been able to see Citizen AY on Facebook in particular is because Facebook have actually switched off the notification button, and what we are trying to do is to make sure that we tell you guys, we keep you guys informed. Please go ahead, subscribe to us on YouTube. We really do need your help and support this side. So please, one thing again, I ask you, if you're joining. So go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us reach more audience. The more you click on the subscription, the more, and give us a thumbs up, the more people we're able to reach with our broadcast. But basically, we want to talk about this, and there's been some discussion about that further today. They haven't got money to feed the people. They haven't got money to pay for the farmers that have been killed. Southern farmers, Middle Belt farmers, they've not got money for that. They haven't got money to pay, they haven't got any plans to free those that have been abducted by the people they are supporting, the terrorists. They haven't got money for that. But oh, by the way, they have money to what's the word? They have money to tell you 100 million naira for nomination. 100 million naira for nomination form. Can you believe this hypocrisy? This is what we're saying, and some people will come up and say, yes, I support One Nigeria. One Nigeria does not care about you. They haven't got money to provide basic infrastructure. Are you listening? They haven't got money to provide basic infrastructure, but they have money, 100 million naira for nomination form. What is in the form exactly? Can somebody come and explain to us what is in the form exactly that makes it absolutely necessary. This broadcast is going to be in English. You can see my background. It's Citizen AY. We'll be back later on this evening with Oduduwa TV. Talk about a range of issues. Probably we'll even talk about this again on Oduduwa TV proper. So I thank you very much for watching and joining us. But what we are saying this morning is we are asking this question, and we are right to ask a question: why should a nomination form cost 100 million? These same people who are in government, they haven't got money to fix your roads, to fix your schools, to make your life safe. They haven't got money for that. But they are putting 100 million naira on a nomination form. Is that fair? What do you think? Is that a fair way of doing things? Is that just? How do you feel about this? Is that fair? Is this just? I just want us to, just read the words. APC 100 million naira form. And for me, I add, to keep the citizens enslaved. We must reject it totally. No to 2023 selection, because this is about selection. We want a referendum now. They don't want to hear your voice. You can tell now that they are afraid. You see, the word referendum panics them, because the minute referendum comes in, the game is up. All their plans to take over our land becomes dust, and they are afraid. Excuse me 1 second, please. So all their plans to take over our land turns to dust, and they are afraid. And there are some who we call politicians, and they are thieves, they're crooks, who will do anything. They will sell their family. They will sell their family just so they can grab a few bucks. Those are the ones who are the real problem that we face in the South, in the Middle Belt. And we need to expose them. Already, as you're here, you're already, as soon as they said 100 million naira, somebody from the north has said now they're going to pay the 100 million naira for Tinubu. It doesn't speak for us. I make no bones, it's not speaking for the masses. Tinubu does not speak for the masses, and we have to be very clear about that. He does not speak for nor represent the masses. He represents his pocket, and we have to be unashamed about saying this. These people do not care what happens to you. Now let me show you. Let me show you that a businessman now has now come out. Look at him. A businessman has suddenly a businessman, and we wonder. Well, let me see the name of the businessman. Ali Aminu, Honorable Aminu Sulaiman. Now, he's come up within a few hours yesterday, come up and said, oh, by the way, we would like to, let me read it to you. I would like to officially state that I have signed a check to the tune of 100 million naira for the purchase of nomination form and expression of interest form of our leader. You see? Can you see? That is him shaking hands. That is Suleiman. This is all part of the game. This is all part. Tinubu does not understand that he's being played. He doesn't understand that. And on the same people who are talking about 100 million naira forms, they are not providing for the food, the daily existence of millions of citizens in the South. And that is the reality that we face. If we are honest with ourselves, we need to call it out and reject this totally. Because the whole process is about selection. Remember, these people they don't want your voice. They don't want the people's voice to be heard. We have already stated that the Constitution is a fraud. Many of you following us, yes, they are wicked. Yes, they are shameless and wicked souls, and God will terminate their evil agenda. Exactly, absolutely. Kowo Ogene Atuba. Good morning, my brother. Let me just take this time opportunity to wish to bid everybody good morning as you're coming in to the broadcast. Just want to say a quick good morning. So Pius Ojo Money, good morning to you. Lakelvin Osuji, good morning. Kowo Ogene Atuba, good morning. Og Nduka, good morning. Antonio Kole, good morning. Ewi Oluwaseun Ayobami, good morning. Sunday Chi, good morning. So good morning to you all. Let's quickly go on to Oduduwa TV Radio, our sister platform. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY as you're watching. We really do appreciate your support every step of the way. It is very important because what we need this platform. Without yourself, without you guys supporting us, we will have no platform. We are truly grateful for your support in helping us in growing the platform. It is really important that we continue to reach more and more people. Sorry about this. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to just get that sorted out. Okay, we'll look at it. Sorry about that. So we would ask you to go ahead and subscribe to our Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us to grow the platform. It's very, very important. We truly appreciate you. What we are doing here is to bring as much information as possible to you and those of you watching on all platforms to make sure you can make informed decisions. These guys, within hours of them saying, how can a ruling party state, I'm going to read to you where I'll see if I can get that information out. They stated that the nomination form for presidency is 100 million. The one for governors is about 50 million naira. In a situation where people are starving, we did a program recently about the cost of food, that people cannot feed themselves. And these guys don't care. And the reason why people cannot feed themselves is because when we go back to it, I'll give you one example. Bitumen, I've talked about this before, and you'll have seen my videos before. I've talked about the fact that last year, bitumen was the highest import into Nigeria. But guess what? We have the second largest reserves of bitumen in the entire world. If we were to start using that could alone could create jobs for millions of people, literally, and further industries. Other associated businesses will flow from just mining alone. Because when you open a mine, people will want tires, people will want cars, people will want food, people will want clothes, people will want, houses. You can build a complete new economy out of those areas that would have a positive impact on the economy of the area, of the entire nation, in fact. But these people are busy the highest import last year was bitumen. I kid you not. Many of you would have seen this. And the reason why I'm saying for us to be very aware. So let's carry on and read this now. It says here, Tinubu is one of the front runners, but this is by cable, by the way. So Tinubu is one of the front runners of the ruling party's presidential ticket. But the former Lagos governor is up against Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, David Umahi, Governor Ebonyi, Chris Ngige, Minister of Labour, Yahaya Bello, Governor Kogi Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Transportation, and among others for the APC ticket. Earlier at the party's NSC meeting, President Muhammadu Buhari had warned against imposition of candidates. I enjoin you all to follow due process. Jokers. The entire process. Let me tell you something now. INEC is not free. INEC is not independent. And that is the central point that I'm here to make this morning. INEC is not free, fair, nor independent themselves. They are, let me see if I can get the name of the INEC man. Let's just read a bit about INEC in all of this, because it's important to, let me just go INEC. So let me just put it down, independent. I want to just show you something. Okay. So let me see. The only thing that is independent in that INEC is the word independent at the beginning. That's it. Everything else, it's a charade. It is a charade. The voter registration process, everything is controlled by the Fulanis. And that is why anybody, I'm here to state to anybody, you see all of this that you see, registered voters, 84 million, polling units, 176. How did those 84 million, where's the breakdown? How do we know? How do we know if those figures are true? The figures, we don't know how this generated. Already, we also have to factor in that Governor Bala Mohammed stated that they welcome Fulanis from all over Africa to come into Nigeria and live. 80% of the money we could have used to live, they are giving to the Fulanis coming in. And they control. Pantami is giving people, Fulanis, who are not who are come from Africa, all over Africa, giving them national ID cards, PVC cards. So any election that you want to take right now is a fraud. Are you following me? Any election, any attempt at any election in the coming is not going to be free, nor fair, nor independent. It is fraudulent. And what they are doing is they're killing as many Southerners as possible and Middle Beltons. And that is why we are out to try and expose this. INEC is headed by Yakub. Is it Yakub? Let me see the INEC head. So all of this now is to make it look like it is really transparent. It isn't. The entire process is not transparent. Now they are now talking about they will probably be able to give the results on the day. Now the Ekiti elections, it's going to be challenged. It's meant to be challenged. The governorship elections is being challenged by the Ilana Modua on the basis of the fraudulent constitution. Let me see if I can get you that statement, and I might even be able to bring. I wonder if I could have brought somebody on, because I wasn't planning to do that before. So what? But I will talk about that later on. I'll try and give you a bit more info once when I come to that. But I'm just showing you this. Now let me give you office of the chairman now. So profile now, to give you an inkling that it is not independent. Here you go. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, 1962, attended whatever, Oxford and everything. He has been the man who has been in the seat. The 2019 elections, if you want to get a flavor of what is coming, if we allow this election to take place without the referendum, if you want to get a flavor, just go and look at what happened in 2019. Yes, we are going to have independent elections. You know, they brought one of the relatives of Buhari to be one of the commissioners, and it was imposed by these same Fulani people who are not indigenous to our land. Let's be honest. So I am here I'm putting it to you. I'm putting it to you directly that the entire process is a fraud, one that we have no confidence in whatsoever. And I am breaking this down. I hope this, sorry, I cannot see. Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, 1 minute. So I'm just going to check something. It was just a little bit, it went off there for a minute. I couldn't really pick or see anything. So what I'm basically putting to you, look at the 84 million. I'll come back to that 84 million. But I want you to see, this is Mahmoud Yakubu. Now, he's a Fulani man. He's a Fulani man, and it's been imposed on us. There is no, in the constitution, they said that the composition of the government must reflect a whole section, not just one ethnicity or one group of people, thereabout, something like that. But if you look at our governance, the security, Port Authority, Fulani, Army, Fulani, Navy, Fulani, Minister of Defense, Fulani, Customs, Fulani, waterways, Fulani. Everything is Fulani. And you cannot, we cannot go on like this. The basis upon which any election could be held, the so-called independent National Electoral Commission, it is not independent. It is just a National Electoral Commission that they have appointed. They control who is there. The way the person is selected, this should be something that should be happening around. But that there should be different people from different areas running that that commission, and it should be every 2 years, or they should be revolved. They should be. It shouldn't be in post for going to 12 years now. It's been there now since 2016, 15, 2019 now, 2022, and he'll be there. And after that, maybe he will leave. Now the question, 2023 now. Now, the question that I want to ask you, if you decide to participate in this, you already know what happened in 2019. In 2019, when I was supporting AAC, African Action Congress, they stopped any of the people that were not any of the other parties. The only two parties that were able to have consistent record, and maybe APGA, maybe, and that was for reasons best known to them. They had some arrangement there. But largely, of all of the parties that were at the elections, people were chased away. Videos, I have videos which so many videos where people were being chased away with guns, with military men shooting in the air to scare the people. Military men were shooting in the air to scare, and in fact they shot into some places in the southeast. People were killed. But they are telling you now to go and vote. So tell me, what's the difference between being killed at the polling booth by army, targeting and chasing you away to prevent you from voting for the people of your choice, and the terrorists who are killing you now? What's the difference? What's the difference? I'd like to know the difference. What's the difference? What is the difference? This is why I'm telling those of you, as much as you see, look, I like Sowore, and I will say it. I know he has great plans. If we had a truly independent National Electoral Commission, and this is not independent, you need to put a cross across that. Every time you hear INEC, you see the I, the independent, just strike it out. It is only a National Electoral Commission for the Fulanis, by the Fulanis. That is what is happening. And we need to speak truth to power. On the basis of the lack of independence of the National Electoral Commission, which is not independent, any elections that takes place will be rigged. And I'm telling you categorically, they've already selected the next man. It is not going to be a Yoruba man. It is not going to be an Igbo man. All what they're doing, this man here, let me show you. I'll come back to this one. I'll bring it back. Bring this back. You see this man here? They're playing a perfect game. They are playing a perfect game to the world. To the world. They are playing a really clever game. Look, a Hausa man, a Fulani man is supporting a Yoruba man to be the president. Look, we must do it. Yes, yes, go. Yes, we support you. We're behind you. Come the day of elections, you watch. You watch. They have not allowed Southerners and Middle Belters to be able to record themselves and have a PVC to vote in the numbers that we have. Pantami is busy recording people. Since 2016, this government have been pardoning Fulani terrorists. And they haven't sent them out of the country. They haven't sent them out of the country. They've left them in the country. They've given them homes. They've given them schools. They've fed them. They are paying them monthly salary. They've sent them on holidays to get on training at our expense. So when people come and talk to us about one Nigeria, and we have to believe in one Nigeria. We have to support. What do you mean? What do you mean by your one Nigeria? I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. What do you mean by one Nigeria? What are you talking about? Please expatiate. Because the people who are talking to you about one Nigeria, do you know that Governor Otom, I shared a video yesterday, I'll see if I can play it. Governor Otom, in a video yesterday, a few days ago, stated that the government very soon they are going to hand over. It's all part of the plan. They will hand over the entire nation to the Fulani terrorists. That is what the plan is, to hand it over. Because already in Zamfara, many places, they are collecting taxes and nobody is stopping them. And the only reason why they are not being stopped is because that's part of the plan. They are going to turn, Governor Otom said, the whole nation into a Fulani nation. And please, I want those who are talking about elections now, Tinubu included, to explain to us what they plan to do in the face of Fulanis taking over the governance. This is the trickery that people are not listening to. Let me see. I'll get the video out. 1 second. I want to just show you if I can find it. Let me see if I can do it this way. So I don't want to spend too much time, but I really want us to really be thinking about what is going on here. Governor Otom, and notice the other thing I want to ask, why is it that all the southern governors, they are silent in asking the people to protect themselves? Why? Tinubu, why is he not saying anything about the killings going on in the southwest? Why is it that he goes and gives money to 3 different attacks by terrorists, Zamfara, Kaduna, and another place? He's gone to give money, 50 million naira each time. But they've killed countless people in the south. They've destroyed markets. But Tinubu is not listening to or caring about his own people. But he wants us to say this with Tinubu in the fraudulent election that he will never win. These guys are playing a game. See, the man that you see here, I will try and get that thing if I can. Let me just do something. 1 second. The man that you see in here, please don't forget, go ahead to Citizen AY and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, and of course on Oduduwa TV Radio, and and all of our other people, presenters as well. Omobalano, Lady Best. All of us, we are all working for one thing: to achieve Yoruba Nation, and in conjunction with others, for them to achieve Biafra Nation or Igbo Nation and Middle Belt, because that is the only way we can get our freedom. It's our collective effort in working in those 3 key areas, regions, Southwest, Southeast, Middle Belt, to break away from this contraption, because they are trying to make it a Fulani nation. Now let's bring this out so that you won't say Citizen AY is saying this. You can hear Governor Otom, hear his own words. So I won't be putting words in his mouth so that people not say Citizen AY is exaggerating or something or the other. I'm just trying to see if I can get it up. It's a little bit slow. I don't know why it's not getting I'm not getting much reaction from it at the minute, but it's okay. What is this one? No, don't stop that. Sorry. What is this one? Sorry, 1 second, please. Let me just check something here. I want to see, maybe something might be slowing things up somewhat. And I don't want it to be, if it is, just to, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. So that will make things easier. 1 second, please. Okay, now. Okay. Okay, so now I think that should make it better now, hopefully. So now, I want to play you that video where Governor Otom is stating categorically that what they're going to do is they're going to hand over Aso Rock to the terrorists. That's the plan. If I can get the video up and running. But if you can't see it, just go on Citizen AY on YouTube and on Facebook as well. You will see it. I'll try and see if I can do it via Facebook. I don't know what's going on it seems to be somewhat slow. So I'll try again. I just wanted you to, because we see, just by, I'm not interested in saying, just saying it for the sake of saying, but we need to be very, very clear. We have to be really, really clear that what is being done here is to oppress and suppress us and take our land over. And unless we collectively wake up and take action, I'm going to be, let me see if I can get that now. Let me see if I can show you that. Okay, one second. Okay, I think I've got it now. Okay, so you will be seeing it coming up soon, hopefully. And I want you to just watch that bit. Then we'll talk about it a little bit more. Because as much as I want to, like I said, I support Chiwore, but the foundation, which should be the INEC, is not independent. So however much Chiwore, in my view, puts the effort into, galvanizing people around, what happened in 2019 is what's going to happen again. If we do not take steps now to go for referendum, they will come on the streets and chase people away with guns. They will send thugs. They will make everything to make sure that their man becomes the president, because that's their agenda. Now, let's get this up now. So I'm going to show you this. You will see it for a few, and it's on YouTube as well. So let me see if I can just do this. I want to just show you, basically, now I'll bring it across. Now, let's watch this for a minute, and you will get an idea of what I mean. Listen to this. Now, let's do this now. Sorry about that. 1 second. I need to unmute it first. So now. So. To all of them, particularly governors in the southwest and southeast, they are not coming out and telling people to defend themselves. They are still telling us to vote. This man is telling us we need to defend ourselves. So he's doing something, at least from that point. Oh, man. More importantly, it is clear evidence of why we must stop supporting one Nigeria. Stop supporting one Nigeria. We must stop. Death is at your door. Death is literally at your door. Well, if you keep saying one Nigeria, death will come and kill you where you stand. I don't know something is happening. I don't know why it's doing that. Nigeria, you need to defend your life, your people. Let me forward it. So let me listen.
Will be taken over by this Fulani men called bandits. Listen. I suspect that very soon the presidential villa will be handed over to them. This is a plan. Nobody should deceive me. I am more than 60 years. Nobody should deceive me that is just bandits are just coming here and making this thing. It is a plan to hand over to these Fulani men who are called bandits, so that there will be no election. This federal government, not that it is insensitive, is working towards an agenda that they have planned to Fulanize this country and take over. It's not even about Islam. They are using religion as a shield to Fulanize.
Are you listening?
And this is not right.
Did you hear that? Let me play it again. Listen, those who has ears, listen. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. If you're a Middle Belt and if you're Igbo, if you're a Yoruba man, I am talking to you directly. Stop supporting one Nigeria. You heard a governor, a sitting governor, talks about that they're planning to hand over. That the plan is for those people that are trying to hand over the Aso Rock to the terrorists, and the government are aware of this. They are trying to prevent the election from happening, to make it a Fulanized nation. And you're talking one Nigeria. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This is a clarion call. Wake up. Listen.
I suspect that very soon some states will be taken over by these Fulani men called bandits. I suspect that very soon the presidential villa will be handed over to them. This is a plan. Nobody should deceive me. I am more than 60 years. Nobody should deceive me that it's just bandits are just coming here and making this thing. It is a plan to hand over to these Fulani men who are called bandits, so that there will be no election. This federal government, not that it is insensitive, is working towards an agenda that they have planned to Fulanize this country and take over. It's not even about Islam. They are using religion as a shield to Fulanize. And this is not right.
Sorry, there's some sort of delay going on here, but let me just go back again.
A shield to Fulanize. And this is not right.
So now I want you to just, I'm going to just play that bit again to understand that they're trying to make it a Fulani nation. The terrorists are going to take over Abuja. That is what the plan is. So now you can now see that everything that's been done now with this 100 million, they want to. And let me play it again. So listen, those who has ears, those who have ears, listen. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. If you're a Middle Belt and if you're Igbo, if you're a Yoruba man, I am talking to you directly. Stop supporting one Nigeria. You heard a governor, a sitting governor, talks about that they're planning to hand over. That the plan is for those people that are trying to hand over the Aso Rock to the terrorists. And the government are aware of this. They are trying to prevent the election from happening to make it a Fulanized nation. And you're talking one Nigeria. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. This is a clarion call. Wake up. Listen.
I suspect that very soon some states will be taken over by these Fulani men called bandits.
It's already happened.
I suspect that very soon the presidential villa will be handed over to them. This is a plan. Nobody should deceive me. I am more than 60 years. Nobody should deceive me that it's just bandits are just coming here and making this thing. It is a plan to hand over to these bad Fulani men who are called bandits so that there will be no election. This federal government, not that it is insensitive, is working towards an agenda that they have planned to Fulanize this country and take over. It's not even about Islam. They are using religion as a shield to Fulanize. And this is not right.
So you heard that now. So anyway, I'll stop that now. I wanted you to just hear that. It's on Citizen AY on the platform. Please go ahead. Do make sure you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really do need your support to help grow the platform. Because what we are faced with is that Facebook... please, one more thing I'd like to urge you. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Those of you on Facebook, please subscribe. Hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe. Likewise, if you're on Oduduwa TV Radio and all of the other platforms that we have, please make sure you subscribe. Click the red button, subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We only want to make sure that you are aware of what is being done to actually put us in severe mortal danger. You heard the governor say it. Now, the 100 million naira is to make these guys are making it difficult. They want to make sure that in a country where they say we haven't got money, they haven't got money for infrastructure. They are borrowing money. But they are asking for 100 million for a nomination. 100 million naira. 100 million naira for a nomination. So now let us go and look at, I'll come back to the Yakub thing later on. Let us go and look at what was done, what was said this morning about that on channels. Let's watch it and I'll interject here and there. Let's go and look at that. Now, let's watch this.
It is the first official meeting of the APC National Executive Committee with the party's National Working Committee chaired by President Muhammadu Buhari after the 2022 National Convention. The party may have surpassed expectations by political watchers, and the president is undoubtedly pleased about this. However, he warns party members to present a united front in order to avoid the mistakes made by the PDP in 2015.
I must caution strongly against any tendency towards developing cliques infighting within the party.
Did he just say cliques infighting within the party? That is their modus operandi anyway. We know that. We're not interested in any of the party. I'm not interested. Please, I'm stating this. I'm just showing you that all of this is a plan. Now, listen, if you think back to what Governor Otom was saying, all of this is a plan. They are going to hand it over to the terrorists that they've invited in. Remember, the terrorists, since 2015, they've been pardoning Boko Haram terrorists. Please go and find one terrorist that has been jailed for us. You won't find it. You won't find a terrorist that's been jailed, because that is not the agenda. The agenda is to make sure that they get that Fulani nation. And, you know, who this one? Idris Akali. Nigeria is the estate of our grandfather. Give to us by God from Sokoto Atlantic shores. We shall conquer this. We shall rule this country till 2031, and we shall look for weak southerner, and we shall control him from Sokoto. Lol. There you go. You see, this is a guy called Idris Akali. My sister, Onye Dikachi Opruchi Lilia. Thank you very much for responding to him. These are, I mean, I will share this afterwards. So, you see, now the reason he's saying this, he says, you know, Ahmadu Bello said, Nigeria is the estate shall be the estate of our great grandfather. We shall use the north as willing tools and the south as conquered territory, and will never allow them to have control over us. I will never allow them to have control over their own destiny. Those are the words of Ahmadu Bello. Let me help you a little bit with that, to show you that this man is deliberate. This Akali, he knows what he's doing. But whilst we are busy talking about one Nigeria, these are the kind of things that are being done. And if we ignore this kind of talk at our peril, because Governor Otama said it, and I want other southern governors, middle beltern governors to come out and speak boldly about this. I don't support one Nigeria. I know he still somehow believes in one Nigeria, but one Nigeria is a fraud. Our ancestors never had a hand in creation of Nigeria. It was an imposition by the colonials. It was an imposition, one that has long outlived its usefulness. It was never useful to us in the first place. The only people that's benefited from Nigeria have never been are the colonials. The only people that have benefited from Nigeria are the colonials. Our education, our infrastructure, our healthcare, our roads, our school, everything, our life, everything has been destroyed by this contraption called Nigeria. So let me just get this thing out for you. I want to go back to, and I don't want to just say it alone, but I want you to see the words yourself, and it mirrors what that guy is saying. And many people don't, you know, we ignore those kind of things at our own peril. You know, we mustn't ignore when somebody is doing that. When they come in, it says here, Nigeria is the estate of our great grandfather. And that, as soon as he said that, I knew straight away he was quoting. He didn't quote it correctly because he doesn't know it fully. But those of us who are aware of the danger, we've been talking about this, and we mentioned this often enough to make us know that we are in serious peril. So let's get it here. Let me see if I can get that out. I've even translated it in Yoruba so that our people understand what is going on and the impact of what is going on. Let me show you. It's going to come up now. So you see it come up now in a minute, hopefully. Come on. Here we go. Now, is that it? Oh, sorry. I'll just put it back up. So, I might even show you what that guy just said now. I'll show you, see if I can show you. So, the guy who wrote now, the guy who, Akali, whatever his name is, Idrisu Akali, he said, Nigeria is the estate of our great-grandfather, given to us by God, from Sokoto to the Atlantic shores. You see, that's the plan. Again, Ahmadu Bello mentioned that they will carry out a conquest to the sea in 1947. But many people, not Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa mentioned this. So he's putting those two together. I'll try and show you the quote of Tafawa Balewa as well, if I can. But let's read this. Let's read what is on the screen before you. Let me make sure you can see it yourself. Can I make it smaller? No, sorry. No. I'll make it smaller. Now, I want you to be able to see it yourself. So now you can see. It says here, what Idris Alkali said, and thank you, Oyedikachi, for replying him. She says, you are completely out of your freaking mind. Yeah, bloody schizophrenic mind. But yeah, very, very choice words. Yeah, I concur. It says here, so now those are the words he's trying to refer to. Bear in mind, this is what Ahmadu Bello said, and you can see it on the screen. The new nation called Nigeria should be an estate of our great grandfather Uthman Danfodio. We must ruthlessly prevent the change of power. We use the minorities in the north as willing tools and the south as conquered territory, and never allow them to rule over us, and never allow them to have control over their future. This was said by Sir Ahmadu Bello on the 12th of October 1960, 12 days after the so-called independence. So you can see already from beginning that Nigeria was a fraud from day one. It was a fraud. Their agenda was to do what they're doing now, which is to take over the whole place. So thank you very much, my sister, for replying him. And those of you, you can see it. I've taken a screenshot. I'll talk about it and also make you aware. We need to, these are the reasons why we're saying what we're saying. Those of you talking about one Nigeria, please don't ignore the words here. When somebody tells you who they are, don't ignore it. And that's the danger of what we've been doing. We've been ignoring when they've been telling us in plain language, in front of us, in front of the whole world, their plans, their agenda. And that is why we need to put a stop to that. We need to really wake up. Let me see if I can find Tafawa Balewa as well. If I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to show you another one again. So this is Tafawa Balewa. And it will come up now. So let me show you Tafawa Balewa. So Tafawa Balewa, let me see if you can see it on the screen. It says here, this is by Tafawa Balewa. We do not want, sir, our southern neighbors to interfere in our development. But they are interfering in our development. Can you hear the words? I should like to make it clear that that if the British quitted Nigeria now at this stage, the northern people will continue their uninterrupted conquest to the sea. Tafawa Balewa. Now let's go and look at what that man said on the screen. So those are two prominent people. Conquest to the sea, the south as conquered territory. The same thing. The same mentality. That mentality that's a joke that we should reject totally without any without a shadow of a doubt, reject it conclusively, completely, and we need to reject it. So I'm bringing this to us, those of you who are espousing one Nigeria. The one Nigeria that they are planning is a Fulani one Nigeria that does not include you. That is why they are killing Southerners. They are taking over their land because they want the resources in our land. And we need to be very aware of this and make people, spread this message. It is very important that we are not silent. The 100 million naira for a form where people are starving. Over 90 million people are in poverty in contrast to Nigeria. Yes, over 90 million. In abject poverty. 4 million are in IDP camps, and the people are being killed by terrorists. And the most important thing to this government is the next election. You can see it's a fraud because that's part of their plan. Whilst we are talking about and preparing for that, they're going to take the whole thing over. And overnight, areas that are populated largely by Middle Beltans, Southerners, as in Yorubas and Igbos and others from the indigenous people, many people will be wiped away. There's a genocide, silent genocide going on. They're just waiting for the command to take action. You all heard about what Dr. Malaife said, that by August 2022, something's going to happen. They will start taking action. And I'm telling you, we need to be prepared. We need vigilante groups set up. We need to defend ourselves, our communities. This is no longer about talking anymore. It's about taking collective action together. It's about, we want, yes, we Yorubas must wake up. Yeah. Exactly. So now we need to wake up. It's a wasteful nation. Now let's listen a bit more. 1 second. So good morning to those of you on the Dua TV radio as well. You're watching.
So this is very important.
Now listen.
And the National Working Committee is your job now. Keep the party together.
The nagging subject of
by the way, this is that's a southerner behaving like a slave. Because we need to understand the 2 quotes I read to you, that is their plan. That is their plan. That constitution is a fraud. We must demand for a referendum. That constitution cannot be allowed to stand. It is a fraud. It is a military document. It is a document that's been imposed on you and I. I'm going to show you again. Permit me, if you will, to show you the constitution, at least the basis of it, so that we understand the game that is being played. It is time we truly woke up. We cannot be allowed to be, we cannot allow them to continue to trick us with lies, barefaced lies. I mean, 100 million naira for a nomination form in a nation where people are not getting 30,000. People are not being paid the 30,000 naira minimum, 30,000 naira a month. Let me do something. Let me do 100 million and work out how many 30,000 naira you will find in it. Let us do that. To see. So these are the kind of things that we need to be looking at. They are saying a man is giving 100 million naira for nomination form. Watch this. So I'll see if I can do it on air as well, but I'm gonna let me bye. So 1 minute. Okay. 100 million naira. So divided by that. So there are over 3,000 people that money, 100 million naira, 3,030 people, that money that would pay for their wage. And that is the money that they are going to use for elections. Can you see the madness of this situation? Are you seeing the madness? They are not even willing to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage, but they are 100 million naira for elections. My people. I don't even, words fail me. They are not paying the 30,000 naira a month. Some states, Jayabelo State, many states, they are owing people salary, 6 months salary, a year's salary. And they want you to vote in the fraudulent elections. And they're telling you to still believe in one Nigeria. Ngige, the Minister for Labor, is complaining when people are telling them they've not paid. And they want you to vote. Let's just watch on for a minute, and I'll come back to show more things. Let me just, 1 second. No, in fact, before I do that, let me just get this thing out. I'll do this quickly. I need to go back a step, and I want to show you the Constitution. The basis of the Constitution. I want you to see this, and you need to remember, because we need to be reminding ourselves on a regular basis about this. Sorry about this. So we need to remind ourselves, what you call a constitution is a fraud. And that is why we are justified in going for, demanding for, actively encouraging many of us to go for a referendum now. We must do that. We cannot be in this. This is a trap. I've shown you 2 quotes now from people, from Tafawa Balewa talking about the conquest to the sea, from Ahmadu Bello seeing the north and the south as conquered territory. These are people that are not from our parts, and they want to take over our land. And you're busy talking about one Nigeria. The one Nigeria they're talking about is a Fulani nation without you, where you, those of us who remain, if we don't do something now, we will be slaves forever in our land. That's what they're planning. Now, look at this constitution again, please. Just look at the words at the top. Look at the words at the top. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Promulgation Decree number 24 of 1999. Laws of the Federation of Nigeria. Promulgation Decree. That means that there is no referendum. There was no referendum. There was no referendum where we, the people, voted en masse to support or to reject or to make changes to that constitution. It is a fraud. The election that they are trying to run is based on a fraudulent constitution, and INEC, above all, is not independent. Nobody, let anybody come and vouch for the independence of INEC today. Let them come and do it. And I will talk to them about just 2019 elections. In the 2019 elections, that was the clearest indication that INEC is not transparent, nor independent. It is biased. It is nepotic. It is working for one agenda, the Fulani agenda. And these are the things that we must say and make our people aware of. So I point it to you again. You know, it is a promulgation decree. Furthermore, go to the bottom of this page. You see, it says here, who passed that constitution into law? Whereas the Provisional Ruling Council has approved the report to such amendments as deemed necessary in the public interest. The Provisional Ruling Council approved the report. Who are the Provisional Ruling Council? The military. This is, look, let's be very, very clear here. We're breaking down the real flawed foundation of this contraption we call Nigeria. And we need to really wake up. My people, I implore you, this is not a joke. We need to redouble our efforts to raise the level of awareness. Our people, now there's the time for us to clamor for referendum. We need to make sure that our people do not get swept into the false narrative about the coming fraudulent elections. They've already selected who is going to be the next president. It's going to be a northerner, I guarantee you. Now, it says here, so I'm just showing you, and whereas the Provisional Ruling Council has approved the report subject to such amendments as deemed necessary in the public interest and for the purpose of promoting security, welfare, and good governance and fostering unity and progress of the people of Nigeria. How do you foster unity and progress? By imposition of a fraudulent constitution. Tell me. Without a referendum. How? Because this was what they did. They sat in a room, they drew up this constitution, they imposed it. Until date, we are suffering as a result of that. If you're a middle belter, you are suffering. Even if you think you are rich, even if you think you're a billionaire, you are suffering. If you're an Igbo man, even if you think you are rich, you're making millions, you're suffering. Your race is suffering. If you're a Yoruba man, even if you think you're a billionaire, multi-billionaire, you are suffering because your race is suffering. The Fulanis, they make sure that every Fulani terrorist that has killed people, not one have been jailed. They take care of their people. I want to ask our middle belt so-called politicians, our Igbo politicians, our Yoruba politicians, are you taking care of your own people? Are you taking care of your own people? Let me state that again to you. To date, since 2015, this government has been pardoning every single Fulani terrorist. They've never faced the four walls of a court. They've been pardoned. They have been pardoned. Please tell me, Yoruba politician, Igbo politician, Middle Belt politician, what are you doing for your people to protect them? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done? We can see what the Fulanis are doing. The Fulanis, they protect their own. That's the reality of it. Please go and find a judgment, one judgment, where a Fulani terrorist that's killed Southerners has been jailed. Go and find it. You will not find it because it's not happened. Since 2015, they've not been jailed. They've been pardoned. And they've been not only pardoned, when they pardon them, they give them national ID cards. They make them citizens. A general said they can foresee a time when a Fulani, a Boko Haram, can be the president of Nigeria. They were telling us these plans. I want to ask our Middle Belt politicians, our Igbo politicians, our Yoruba politicians, please state how you are fighting for your people right now. Have you made sure that anybody killed, that you do not care if they are Fulani or not, those who did the killing, that they end up in jail, that you tooth and nail? Because the Fulanis are not being, they're protecting themselves. The Fulanis ensure that the farmers, if you kill a cow, they pay them compensation. If you destroy the cow or chase, they pay compensation. What compensation have you done for your people? As a Middle Belt politician, as a Igbo politician, as a Yoruba politician, what compensation are you doing for your people? Because the Fulanis are fighting for their own people. They are not on in our own land. What is shocking is that they are fighting for the people in a land that they don't own. But we that own our own land, our own political leaders are not fighting for us. Tinubu gave 500 million naira 3 times for destruction of a market, for terrorist killings in Kaduna, another place, and Zamfara, and another place. And I think it's Katsina. How much has he given to you as a Southerner? But they are asking you to vote. This Tinubu here, let me show you what I mean. This is a fraud. Let us not kid ourselves. This is a fraud. This Tinubu that you see here. Let me see. Let me see if I can. I want to just. He's given 3. Tell me if I'm lying. He's given 500 million naira to the north. Why is he silent in the face of the daily killings going on about his own people in the south? Why? We have a right to ask a question. We have a right to ask that question. Sorry, not 500, 50 million. Sorry, yes, sorry, beg. I meant 50 million. Thank you very much, Bashiru. 50 million. In fact, I'm going to bring it 3 times. He's given 50 million naira. 50 million naira 3 times. Thank you very much, Bashiru. Thank you for, I meant 50 million. So let me, in fact, I'm going to show you now. Let me show you. I'll do this quickly. Tinubu gives 50 million. So let me show you. So you can see it gives 50 million. Yeah, so let me just do that. That's what I meant to say, obviously, but I'm caught up in the moment. Naira to victims. I'll just show you. I'm just showing you to 3 states. I've done a program about this. Yeah. So Niger State, Katsina State. Listen now. So now he gave bandit attacks. Donate in Katsina Market Fire, 50 million. Then he gives to Kaduna State. You see that now? And I think it's Zamfara, if I'm correct. Niger, 50 million. But how much has he given? But the same people, this same man is now telling you to vote. as a Southerner. So he's helping people who are oppressing you, but he wants your vote. You can see it there. You can see what I'm saying. You know, this is crazy. This is crazy, and they're telling you to vote to stay in one Nigeria. We need to break it up. The constitution is a fraud. INEC is not independent. Whatever elections, with the current INEC as it stands, you will never get a free and fair elections. Just go and look at 2019. You don't have to go far. In 2019, INEC oversaw the most fraudulent elections ever. There were killings, there were ballot riggings, they were rigging by both parties. And both parties, by the way, APC and PDP, they are the same, one and the same. Their agenda is the Fulani agenda, whether you like it or not. That is their agenda. And it's time we woke up. If they want to have their one Nigeria, let them have it in the north. We must go for referendum. We must go for a referendum to break away from this contraption, because they are enslaving us in our land. I told you, bitumen, the highest import last year in Nigeria was bitumen. And we have the second largest reserves of bitumen in the entire world. That is enough to create millions of jobs. As much as 10 million, as further, other industries will be created as a result of exploring the mining of the bitumen to use for our roads. We can fix our roads. There should be no roads that are untarred. That will create millions of jobs. That will create a lot of people would feel safety. The rate of accidents on our road will drop. People will feel money in their pockets. From that alone, you can build infrastructures such as hospitals. You can, because you have good roads, it gives you certainty. You can plan for each of the areas. We cannot go on like this. So I'm just showing you. So please, if anybody has seen where and what Tinubu will do, instead of giving 50 million to us, he will come and give you a bag of rice, a bag of this, a bag of, as a Southerner. I tell you again, the Fulanese, they make sure that not one of them are jailed for killing Southerners. What are Southern leaders doing about that? And middle betters, what? What have they done? How have they secured the life of one single Southerner? Instead, they're blaming you. Additional is telling you, if you want your life, give the land away. And they are supposed to be your leaders, and they want you to vote for them. These people who are telling you to give your land away, what is more important, your land or your life? Give your land away. Additional was saying it when this Ruga thing came up. Tinubu is silent on the killings. Several governors are not saying when the terrorists kill, when they are arrested, a call comes from Abuja, and the governor is not strong enough to say no. I am the head of my state. We are going to prosecute this case. Not one terrorist has been, there were no Yoruba beggars when I was young, but now they are all over the place. Exactly. You see? Tomi Adigbola, indeed. So we are here to raise the level. There is something fundamentally wrong in all of this. Fundamentally wrong. And we have to wake up. The solution is not a selection. The solution to our problem is dismantling contraction Nigeria. That is the only solution. Selection is not a solution, because the election is not an election. It will not be. It will simply be a selection. And they are trying to create enough grounds, like Governor Autumn said, that they were going to hand over power to the terrorists. This is what happened in the Central African Republic. We need to wake up. Now let me play this for you a little bit more, just to see, because I stopped here, and I'll come back to that again. 1 minute.
Security is another concern the president vows to relentlessly pursue.
People are very forgetful. Our main problem, surprisingly to me, It's the Northwest and North Central.
You see? Northwest and North Central. He's not interested in what is happening. You see, if you're president, a president should be talking about the whole nation. This is clear evidence. These guys, they have a plan to take over the whole place. And they are using the military. Every time they stand with the military, the red and all of that, it's a signal that we are in control. The man in the front is wearing a bada and everything else, so it's not. But it's the military behind who are controlling everything. The military are working with the terrorists. They are partnering the terrorists.
People stealing each other's animals, killing each other, burning each other's villages. What for?
You see that nonsense? He's trying to pretend. The same government are the ones who are sponsoring terrorists, who are partnering terrorists. If you wanted to pass a message to the terrorists that they want to do it, they should be in jail. But not one of them are in jail. So please, let's stop kidding ourselves. Let us be very, very clear. If we go ahead and support One Nigeria, I promise you, we are going to be in a perpetual enslavement forever. And I kid you not, we need to wake up. Please spread this message. I'm going to come back and speak about it in Yoruba later on. But this broadcast is to try and help. Please to help us build Citizen AY platform up, because Facebook, they switch off the notifications. We have over 50,000 followers and 50,000 likes on the page and over 120,000 followers. And all of the notifications has been switched off by Facebook. So that's why we are trying to move people onto YouTube. So at this point, we'd like you to please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We'd really appreciate your support. But what we're saying to you, clear evidence, a governor, the president, why burn down villages? But the same government are pardoning the terrorists who are doing it. So all the words they are saying is empty. They are empty words. They are playing a game with us. We need to defend ourselves, defend our land. We have the right to self-determination. Let's exercise it. Referendum is the way to go. We need to create that awareness. First of all, you need to be alive. Vigilante groups in each of our communities, in the Middle Belt, in the Southwest, and the Southeast. We need vigilante groups to protect and defend ourselves. Chase away the Fulani terrorists out of our forests. Chase them away. The government, if the government is serious about protecting us, they will allow us to arm ourselves. The government is arming the terrorists, giving them AK-47. The terrorists have the latest equipment. Our army don't have it in the South, in the Middle Belt. They're coming in and they kill. They switch off networks to allow the terrorists to kill for 2-3 hours before they come in. What are we doing? Why are we silent? The time is now for us to wake up and act. Let's listen on.
We are going to be very tough.
Saddled with the critical task of aligning sentiments and compromises.
You see, we are going to be very tough. We're not. That's the empty words. Lives have been lost under your government. The primary purpose of governance is safety and security of the people. You failed in that primary responsibility. The entire governance, they all just sit down there and they're talking and people. I don't know why Southern leaders, I feel ashamed of this. They're not worthy to be called leaders. They're not worthy to be called leaders. They're not. Because they're people. The Fulanis, rightly or wrongly, in our eyes, it is wrongly, because what they're doing is oppressing and suppressing us. What is worse, however, is our own leaders supporting in the killing of their own people. I keep telling you again, I'm saying to you, you might be a Southerner and you might be a billionaire, but you know that the billionaire, the fact that you're a billionaire is on the sweat and the blood of your own people. Because you are trying to curry favor with those who are oppressing you in your own land. And you think you're rich. You're poor. They know they know that they can use you. They know. That's why they give you the money. When the time comes for them to get rid of you, watch what happens. They will do it in a heartbeat. They won't flinch. They are ruthless because their agenda is one, a Fulani nation. What is your agenda? What is your agenda? As a Middle Belt leader, politician, as a Igbo politician, as a Yoruba, what is your agenda for your people? To make them enslaved forever? What is your agenda? What is your agenda? What is your agenda? What is your agenda? That's the question we should be asking these people. So when they come and talk to us to come and vote in elections, the people are being killed every day, and you are coming with bag of rice, 500 million naira, oil, top of a piece of cloth. Vote for me next election. Tinubu is the answer. Tinubu is silent. You already know what Tinubu is going to do. He's giving 50 million naira to 3 states, Niger, Katsina, Kaduna, for terrorist attacks and the killings going on. How many markets has burned down in the south? Has he given any money to any of us? But they're telling you to vote for Tinubu. We need to wake up. This is a wake-up call. We're asking you, break it up. We need to break up contraction Nigeria. 100 million naira for a nomination form. That 100 million naira for 1 month, 100 million naira for 1 month would pay the salary of 3,000 people. Just 1 month. 3,030 people. And they are going to use that for nomination. Nomination for what? Who's getting that money? And how is it impacting the lives of the people? I'm telling you, that 100 million will pay the wages of 3,000 people in a month. And that's money that... We need to wake up. Let's listen on.
In the interest of the party, the national chairman of the APC, Alhaji Abdullahi Adamu, identifies the root cause of the party's challenge.
The serving governors and the former governors must each recognize their boundaries and cultivate mutual respect for one another. The serving state governors cannot afford.
We're not interested in anything they have to say. And neither APC nor PDP as parties, they don't have your interest at heart. PDP, 40 million. 40 million. Now let's see how much 40 million naira how many wages it will pay. How many 30,000 naira it will pay in a month. They are both the same. Let's just do that. Let's just do that quickly. I'll just do that now. 40 million naira, yeah? So let's go there now. 40 million naira divided by 30,000, yeah? It will pay for 1,333 people. 40 million. Oh. Combine the two. That's about 4,300 and something people. And that is the money they're putting for nomination. In a place where they say we have no money. And people are writing checks already. And they're writing the check because they want you to believe in the lie. They want you to believe in that lie. INEC is not independent. INEC is not independent. And I will keep saying this, and I will keep reiterating. INEC is not independent. We need to, So, don't worry about that one. Yeah. Poverty validation card. Thank you. That's it. Ogbunduka, you're right. So let me just see if I can let me see. Nigeria is the estate of exactly. So I mean the man is just who's this animal? Thank you. Exactly. So I'm leaving it. I won't block it because we need to what we want to do is to expose these people, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So please help us share this broadcast. If you haven't, please, those of you on Facebook, do me a favor. Go to your notifications as you're watching this broadcast now. There's a button below on the right side of the screen, just as you're watching me now. That at the bottom as you're watching the screen, I am at the bottom of the screen. Just below there should be a button that you can see like a bell. You press that bell. And you see if the notification for Citizen AY has been switched off. If it has been, Just click on notify me when Citizen AY comes on. That way you can get me when I come on, because that's what Facebook are turning this down. So we need to wake up. I'm telling you, these guys are heartless. They're cruel. The same people who will give you a bag of rice, 5,000 naira, they can't say, you know what, instead of nomination forms, no, we're not doing that. We are going to make sure that our people are paid, are fed, that they get their wages, that they get minimum wage of 30,000 naira. 100 million naira will pay for 3,000 wages in a month. 40 million will pay for 1,300 and something wages in a month. And that is what they use for nomination. And you are telling me about one Nigeria. Wake up. Wake up, my people. We need to wake up. And we're here to try and enlighten ourselves. We need to take the steps to free ourselves from bondage. Nigeria is a slave camp. It is a slave camp. Nigeria is not worthy of us as people. They're not. You know, we deserve far better. We can build better nations as Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt nation on our own and thrive within those nations. And our people will not have to leave their land as it stands because of the oppression that is going on in there by the Fulani, the non-indigenous people. Many of us are coming and going all over the world to try and seek a better future. But we are realizing that there is no place like home. There is no place like home. That land is the land of our ancestors, and the ancestors bequeathed that to us, and we must maintain it for the coming generation. To leave and go away and not cater for that land for the coming generation is actually, we're committing a crime against our own selves. We need to stand up. It is time for us. We need our history to know who we are, the greatness that we possess, that runs through our veins, DNA. Southerners, Middle Beltans, the time is now. We need to go for referendum. The fact remains, INEC is not independent. Any election that takes place now will not be free nor fair. Just look at 2019 elections. In 2019 elections, they were chasing people away. They sent thugs. The police the army was shooting. They wouldn't let people go. They were using military. In the UK here, when there is elections, you do not see a military on the street. You do not see thugs on the street. You do not see the police on the street. You don't need to. And we can actually do all of this in voting electronically. You don't have to be. All of this can be done safely. But because they don't want the voice of the people to be heard, they put themselves in and rig the election. They do not want the voice of the people to be heard. That is why we are saying referendum is our only course of action. You cannot trust anything done by this governance, because their agenda is been to silence, to oppress, to suppress, to kill us in our own land. And it is time that we woke up. It is time that we woke up. So I'm urging you all, please, let's continue to raise the level of awareness. We cannot be silent now. Again, I reiterate, the 100 million naira for nomination will pay for 3,000 wages in 1 month. The 40 million nomination for PDP will pay for 1,333 wages of lower minimum wage in 1 month. That's 4,000. That 100 million is going into somebody's pocket, and the people are suffering. The people are suffering. One Nigeria is a fraud. It's a fraud. It is a fraud. Let's listen on.
To treat them with disrespect or seek to undermine their relevance in the scheme of things without being damaged to the party.
A closed-door session ensued, after which a major resolution is announced.
Look at this one. Look at this one. You see, all of these people here, they sit down and they talk. This is a Southerner. I've met this guy in the UK here. I asked him questions. No. And, you know, he was here with Fire Me. Yes. If I recall, I think it's him. Yes. You know, now, the sickening thing is that these people, again, like I said, the Fulanis, to date, they've made sure that those who've done the killing, the Fulani terrorists, they are pardoned automatically. What are our middle belt politicians, Igbo politicians, Yoruba politicians, what are they doing to make sure that our people, that we survive? What steps have they taken? What steps? And if they haven't taken any steps, that is the evidence that you need to know that one Nigeria is a fraud. It's a fraud. They're not protecting you. Tinubu, you see, 50 million naira. Katsina, Niger, Kaduna. Fire in Lagos. Tinubu does not even, it's like he doesn't even know. Like he doesn't even know. Fire all over the place in the southwest. It's like he doesn't care. And they tell, those are the same people that will tell you to come and vote. Say no to selection. It is not an election, but a selection. It's a fraud. INEC is not independent. INEC is not, N-O-T, not independent.
Of the NEC has been vested in the NWC for the period of 90 days.
This is the first time the NEC would concede power to the NWC as the implication of this resolution begins to unfold within.
Look at that. All of these people, Uzodinma, Yaya Bello, and you saw the short one, or whatever they call themselves, El Rufai. All of them, they do not have your interest at heart. The indigenous people have suffered long enough. We, the indigenous people, Middle Beltans, Igbos, and Yorubas, we've suffered long enough. Say no to 2023 selection. We have to go for referendum.
In the next 3 months, members voiced concerns and echoed support.
If someone has paid his dues, I believe that the time is also right for another term for that person.
See all of this. If someone has paid what dues. And also they pardon people. Buhari pardoned 2 governors that stole money. What is that? What message is that sending? Do you want to be part of a nation where they're pardoning looters only for them to go and contest elections again? Because that's what they will do. Enough of this nonsense. Let's break it up. Let us break it up. I urge you all. Our task now, collectively, you and I, every single one of you watching now, please do share this broadcast. We are all leaders. It is a time that we understand that we are all leaders in this struggle. Collectively, we can be a force to reckon with. We raise the level of awareness within our communities. Our people, sovereignty belongs to the people, not to the government. Sovereignty belongs to the people. And the government derives its powers through the sovereignty the people hands to it to govern. As it stands now, we are not being governed. We are being oppressed in our own land by non-indigenous people. And that's a fact.
Please, let our members, I'm not asking for favors for our members, but let our members have a fair share.
Another unity beggar, because of the crumbs that he will get, oil wells and everything else. I say it again. I say it unashamedly. Every southerner that is billionaire now in that country, politician, not, I'm talking those who worked for themselves here, of course, you know, and there's a few of those, but majority of those who are in politics now, they've got their money by doing the bidding of the Fulanis, oppressing their own people. And I want you to know that the Fulanis never oppress their own people. What they're doing is oppressing the indigenous people. And they protect their own people from the law. Since 2015, Boko Haram killers, terrorists, Fulani terrorists, all those repentant terrorists, whatever they call them, they're pardoned. They never see the 4 walls of a court, even though they've committed heinous crimes. And yet they parade every southerner. Oh, I mean, the 12 that was, they went into Olusone's house, paraded 12 people like criminals for they done nothing wrong. But here we have Fulani terrorists killing everybody on a daily basis, and they don't see the four walls of a court. And you tell us to believe in one Nigeria. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What exactly is that one Nigeria? Don't you realize that one Nigeria is a Fulani nation? That will be to your cost. And all of you southern and middle belt politicians, you guys, when the time comes for these people who are taking everything from us, if you do not take action, you will be in the front line, because they will be ruthless with you in a heartbeat, you and your family. That's the reality. That's the reality. So let's you'll look at this.
The National Executive Committee deems as fundamental.
But Amila is just a mouthpiece. The real Speaker of the House, quote me, is Ahmed Wase. But Amila is just a mouthpiece. If Wase can say that the thief people who have been displaced, they cannot table a motion. If you're telling us to believe in one Nigeria, the Deputy Speaker tells Mark Billa that the concerns of his people cannot be heard on the floor of the House, and you're telling us to believe in one Nigeria. How dare you? How dare you? They are telling you that you cannot table a motion about your people being displaced, millions of people being displaced in your own land, because they say, because they thief people from abroad. But the Fulani from abroad can come into the country, get a home, get pardoned, use our money to take care of their own family, give them homes, give them free schools, give them free everything, give them holidays. But we, the people, the indigenous people, cannot have that. And you're telling me about one Nigeria. What one Nigeria are you talking about? What one Nigeria? What one Nigeria are you talking about? Wake up.
The need to resolve all inherent rancors, especially in its determination to reposition the party ahead of the upcoming elections.
Say no to 2023 selection. It is a selection. Let me remind you, in case of you don't see. I put it on there. You see? No to 2023 selection. It is a selection. It is not election, no. It's a selection. Get it right. It's a selection. It is a selection. We want no part. We want referendum. Our right. We were 40 men sat in a room and wrote a constitution that is impacting the lives of millions of us till today. Many of us, as a result of that fraudulent constitution, we are in far-flung places around the world and suffering as a result of that injustice that is remained in place for over 22 years. The time has come for us to rip it up. We need to rip apart that constitution. It's a fraud. And INEC is not independent. I stake everything I have on that statement. I stake everything I have on that statement. INEC is not, can never be independent. And on that basis, any election or whatever, don't even call it election, it's a selection. Yakub is the man that they put in there. Why do you think he's there? Is it there to just provide? You think he's there for free and fair elections, to ensure that they control what is going on? They're not caring about free and fair elections. It's a selection process. Now let's hear what she's got to say now. Anyway.
The president has given the crucial advice for unity. It is
unity what? Unity. So what is effectively happening is that the middle belt politicians, the Igbo politicians, and Yoruba politicians, they are united in ensuring that their people are destroyed by the Fulani terrorists. That's the unity that they have, because that's what's going on. The reality is that these guys, they are complicit in the destruction of their own people, and they haven't got the strength enough of character enough to stand up, come what may. What legacy are you leaving behind? What legacy are you leaving behind for the coming generation? Because all of this will come out. You got all the money. But your people, yourself, do you think you're safe? In a land where they're trying to take your land, do you think you're safe? Do you think so? Do you think that you're safe? You're not. You're just deluding yourself because of the money that they put in front of you, and it's only paper. They're printing paper and give it to you. The real wealth is in your ground. But you don't realize that. You don't realize the real wealth lies in your soil, and that is what they want. Or they can print whatever paper they want to give you, but they can rip it up. They can make your paper worthless at home and abroad overnight. But the wealth, if you stand with your people, your wealth collectively, you will benefit tenfold more than what you're getting now. But many of you don't realize that. You sold your soul to those who are willing to oppress and kill you and your coming generation. They're smiling at you now. But when the time comes when they will turn and get rid of you because they see you as a threat to their ultimate plans, they're taking over of the entire southern, middle belt and south. It's time to wake up. Time to wake up. Sorry.
Hope that the party will progress along those lines. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
I just wanted to, I'm going to forward it to what this Adamu nonsense said. He's panicking. They're trying to, and look at this one. Look at this lady here. I was so ashamed when I was watching this morning. Listen to this. Listen to this lady.
That even official bandits,
you see. And this guy is part of
it. For having me. That picture that we started with seems like you were very angry. Are you still that angry?
Yes, it is. You see, you can't financialize a political office because that is an office for public good. Nobody is saying that presidential office, one of the most pricey offices on the black race, especially that of Nigeria, should be easy to get. No one is saying that. But it should be based on your quality of output, your competency, your capacity to deliver. Even in countries where we learned our democracy from, the United States of America, that's why sometimes you see so many presidential aspirants at the beginning, facing the Americans, discussing their programs, their plans, and their objectives. That is how you emerge a leader, based on the quality of what they are expecting to deliver to the public. Imagine if you put the criteria as until you provide a comprehensive security solution to this country, we are not going to give you the ticket. You see how people will jostle to find solution. You see how people will jostle to find solution to job creation, to economic problem, to our healthcare challenges, to our education challenges. But nobody is being asked that. People are just asked to provide 100 million naira. It means that a kidnapper who decides to kidnap 3-5 people and demand for ransom, he can also go and contest. It means that a bandit can also, Yahoo boy can do that. It means that even official bandits, people that steal public resources, can just go and take the office. Once you financialize everything, you are making it very difficult for people to survive.
You know, some of what you're saying makes sense there, but it's still part of the whole grand scheme. It's part of all of this process. The fact that he's sitting there, how do you think he made his money? You think the money he's making? Do you think it's just by sweat? No. All of these people, it's our wealth as Southerners and our Middle Belters that are being used, and we're being strangulated whilst they are taking access and taking possession of our resources. And it's time we woke up. We need to say no to 2023 selection. It's not an election. INEC is not independent. The only option that we must demand and work actively towards is a referendum to voice the voice of the people. The Constitution does not, the fraudulent 1999 Constitution is not the voice of the people. The fraudulent 1999 Constitution is not the voice of the people. It's the voice of 40 men sitting in a room, writing a constitution and imposing it on us without putting it through the process of a referendum. And that is what we aim to fix now. Referendum is the only solution. No elections. Referendum is the only solution to this problem. Let me just try and, let's forward on a little bit. You will hear the young lady now. Well,
every single system that is supposed to be for public good has a very big red tape. Healthcare is financialized. Economic, financialized. Education, financialized. Every other thing, now we are even financializing the office that's supposed to fix this problem.
It's your political party. I expected that kind of conversation would have been had. But let me also...
In his own political party. So you would think the way he's talking about this, that it's another party. It's his own political party. So you can see they are part and parcel of the problem. Nigeria can never, ever work. Because one, INEC, they will never allow INEC to be independent. And that's the reality. These people will never, in a million years, allow INEC to be independent. Because the day INEC is independent, the game is up. They know that. And the fraudulent constitution, we need to change it. We have to change that fraudulent constitution. They've denied us access to our own resources. To such an extent now, they are importing resources. And they're keeping that for when they take it over. Then they can start saying, oh yes, they own it and they can do this. We should stop this nonsense. Bitumen was the highest import last year into contractual Nigeria. Yet we have the second largest bitumen reserves in the entire world, in Ondo State. All our tars, we have more than enough to lay to tar the entire roads in contractual Nigeria, and to do for the whole of Africa, and still more left for other countries. But no, these people here, look, we're done talking with them. It's time for us as Biafrans and Yorubas and Middle Beltans to go for Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt nation. We need to do this. So the clarion call is for all of us. Please join in this struggle. Help us. The best thing you can do to get this message from out is to help me share this broadcast as well. Facebook are doing the whatever it is. If you're already or not with me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen Naira on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Help us share this message. Very, very important that we spread the message. Very, very important. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you looking in and listening to, taking the time to listen to what we've said so far. I will probably be doing, I'm wondering, I'd like to do something. I'm considering the option of having some members on the Citizen AY on YouTube. Let me know if that's just in the comment box. You can leave comments if you're willing to be part of that as members of Citizen AY on YouTube. That way we can be able to, there are certain things that we want to start doing to really help and change situations. So I'll be putting that an advert out about that. So please do join if you can, and help us. The best thing you can do, above all else, make sure that you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, and spread the word. It is really important that we reach as many people as possible, and with your help, we know we can achieve this. Like I said, this broadcast is largely in English. Later on today, we'll be doing a live broadcast with the Oduduwa TV radio presenters, myself included, Lady B, Omoba, Alagba Boba Soya, Alagba Motekun, and a host of others, maybe, and Alagba Joseph as well. We'll be doing that broadcast. Please, one more thing I'd like to say to you. Please make sure you sign the petition. I cannot share it now here because on Facebook they will block it if I do. So, but I'll see if I can share it on the other platform as I'm talking to you now. The petition is very important to for us to sign as Yoruba people. And all the other nations, if you are signing, got petition going, get it going. We need to reach 5 million in Yoruba nation. Let's help do that. Let's help spread the word. Let me listen on to this for a little bit to hear what they're saying now.
I'll take your opening comments, Madam Atwejide.
Okay.
For me, like, when I first heard, I thought, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Well, fortunately, for us women, it's not that high. I mean, I am racing for the House of Representatives. I have to pay 1 million naira, and then that's just expression of interest. And then I don't have to pay for the nomination form, which is 9 million naira. So for me, it's 1 million. So for me, I just felt they are letting us women come through this time. It's not cheap. So it's not like every woman, everybody just come in. No, you are still going to have to go around and get all your friends to give you their 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, 2,000 and gather it, because on your own, you may not even have the kind of money required. But if you have a network of people that can help you raise it, you have a good chance. So for me, I actually see it as an opportunity. Because APC is the party in power at the moment, so there's a good chance that they will, retain or support a lot of us to come through. So they're already giving us an opportunity to spend way less than the men, but still have the same level of opportunity for competition and come through. So I actually see an opportunity for more of us women to come out under the APC this time, and hopefully more of us would be in government in the next dispensation. So I see it rather as an opportunity, so I'm not complaining.
But generally, I mean, if and when you become a candidate and you find yourself in the House of Representatives, you also have to be interested in what happens to everyone, not just to the female gender.
I agree with you. I will so at that time.
Yeah, but in terms, so I'm asking in terms of the costs, which has generated a lot of feedback from so many people. What is your take? Do you think it's something that should have gotten that high?
I always read between the lines. I believe that the APC leadership is looking at how to reduce the crowd. You know, my party was deregistered in 2020 because the system felt like it was too many parties and there was confusion and everything. At first I was angry, but later I started looking at it like, okay, they want to streamline. There are still 18 parties or so out there. So they don't want all of us to be in the crowd and be confusing people. They want people to like, okay, battle it and reduce the number or something. And somehow there's a part of me that kind of agrees with it. So when I look at the huge sums that APC is requiring from us aspirants, I excuse it because I see also the other side of the argument, which is to reduce the number of how do you say, players, people who are not really serious about the candidacy or who just want to appear for the sake of it. So if you are not seriously after that position, you won't put your money there and let it go like just for the fun of it. So those people who are putting their money there would be those who are seriously.
So I'm not really, you see, all of that is all a charade.
So that is exactly how these things are done. But the situation whereby you decided to say, fine, let me just put 100 million naira as just a criteria, without looking at what these candidates have to offer. You will find so many people that that have left this country or are part of the problems of this country repeating themselves. This is the situation we are facing.
Well, we need to break it up. We're no longer interested. You're not worthy to. You don't. Nigeria does not deserve the likes of Middle Belt and Yorubas and Igbos. We are of a high quality people. We are great people, great nations that have been forcibly put together with bunch of bloodthirsty people killing. That killing is their only modus operandi, and we need to separate to give a better future to the coming generation. And the only way we can do that is via referendum. The solution is not an election; it's actually a selection. The solution is a referendum. The solution remains a referendum. So, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I'm just going to leave that there. I wanted to just talk about the fact that I want you to have this in your mind. That 100 million naira that they put down, that they said was for nomination for each person. Now, if 10 of them put nomination down, money for 100 million down, that means that is 3,000 times 4. So that's 12,000 people. That's the money that can give a month's salary to 12,000 people. And these guys are telling you to believe in one Nigeria. And people are not paid the minimum wage of 30,000. No, they're not. This is what we're saying. So, in closing, I want to thank you all for watching and listening. Yeah. Okay, just reason. I'm going to do that now. Thank you very much for that. Sorry, yes. I'll change it. Sorry. I'll change it now. Yes. Yeah, you could select. I'm going to do that right now. Copy. Thank you very much, Just Reason. Let me do something and change that straight away whilst you're on air now. So thank you very much, and I'm grateful for those of you who are following what we're doing. That's very good, because sometimes when you're doing this, I'm trying to do a lot of the work and get things going, and sometimes you may miss things. So I thank you very much for pointing that out, and I'm going to fix that straight away. I'm hoping I can get that adjusted immediately. Now here we go. So please sign the petition. So sign the petition. So let me just put that there. Sign the petition. Here we go. And then go, thanks. So I'll do that now, and I'll pull that away, and in fact I'll delete it. That way it doesn't. Yes, you're right. Sorry about that. I just realized as I was doing it. Okay, copy. Now I'm going to pin that now. So I'll remove this one. Replace pin. So you will see come up now. Okay, so now you would see that done. And thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. So because it would just confuse things. You're right. So I'm removing that, and thank you so much, Just Reason. All hail Biafra, Friday Afraku. Thank you very much for joining. All hail Biafra, all hail Ujua. Yes, absolutely. We will we must continue. We must continue to push. Let's get this here. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to make sure I make the change also wherever I put it on there so that it doesn't cause a problem again. So let me just change that and pin this here quickly. So if you're watching this and you haven't signed the petition for Yoruba Nation, please go ahead and sign it. So remove that one. Now let's pin this one. Okay. So yeah. So now when you go and press on it, it will take you straight to the website. So yeah, work from home. No ni gbogbo. Yeah, Benny. So thank you all so much. Just Reason. Yeah, and thank you so much for really giving me that information right there. It's very helpful. Those are the kind of interactions that really means a lot, because it means that we're doing what we're supposed to do, which is to pass on information. And if it's not quite right, nobody's perfect. People should let us know, and let us and we endeavor to make the changes straight away. But like I said, I think where everything that is being said now is to make sure. Oh, thank you very much, Just Reason. I so appreciate that. I so appreciate your comment there. You just said you guys are doing a great. Ours is to support and help in every positive way possible. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So these are the kind of things. Please, again, those of you who are watching, if you haven't subscribed to us, here's what you need to do. Let's just do this quickly. So we will do it 2 ways. You're gonna hear it coming up. Sorry. So go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. Help us spread the message, help us reach more and more people. What we're saying is that we should say a permanent no to 2023 elections. It is a fraud, it remains a fraud, nothing will change it. Once a fraud is always a fraud. It is not going to change because what is going on is just deceit. It is sheer deceit, one we must reject. So those of you on YouTube, please, on Facebook, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us spread the word. And of course, on Oduduwa TV Radio, if you haven't subscribed to Oduduwa TV Radio, go ahead and subscribe on there as well. I'm going to put that up. You will see that come up as well. We really appreciate your support. We need you to go ahead, help us get the message out there. Without yourselves, we cannot do much. We are grateful. This broadcast is in English, like this morning, but this afternoon we will be having a broadcast in Yoruba. But this is to try and reach everybody else who doesn't speak the language. But I'll come back and try and see. I might come back and do this program again in Yoruba on Oduduwa TV Radio as well. But in the meantime, I want to just thank you all so much for joining us. Please spread the word. Help share the message. It's very, very important. We must say no to 2023 selection. It is a selection. It is not an election. INEC is not independent. The constitution is a fraud. We need to get away from that constitution. The only way out is a referendum. We must organize it. Continue to sign that petition. I urge us all, please sign the petition. Help reach as many people as possible. It's very, very important that we spread the word. We will never tire. We must keep going. We have, for the coming generation, not for us, for us. for the coming generation. We're doing this for the coming generation because their future has been mortgaged by those fraudsters who have dressed themselves as so-called leaders. One more thing I'd like to say before I go. I heard there was a threat made. There was an attempt made on the life of one of our Yoruba Nation supporters, Kasma. I understand that somebody called Okonlomo in US made a threat. Now, you will recall what happened in the case of YFF, Adenka grandson. Like I said, he's one of us. He's going to be, he's likely to be in jail and everything else for 4 years or something like that because of just making threats to certain people from the Igbo, from the Bifo Biafra, which we don't, nobody, no one condones. I don't condone anybody making any threats against anybody. But the government here, the police were notified, and he is now in jail. Yes, I support the clamor for Yoruba Nation, but not the violence, instigating violence against Igbos. Right to defend yourself, yes, but to actually carry a threaten somebody with threat about on their life is wrong. So that's what we heard about what happened against Kasma this morning from Yomi Koiki, and that is quite shocking. We need the authorities in the US to take action because that is terrorism. And actually, what happened is was that somebody was actually injured. They tried to go into the house of Kasma and actually try and destroy things. And there was a video that Yomi was showing, which is quite alarming. But if the person in US, the US authorities must actually get involved and look into this really closely, because that action, it actually goes beyond just words. Not only was it words, it was also by action within a certain few hours from when they said what they said. So that is not acceptable. We do not condone that. Those of us who are going for Yoruba Nation, we are totally against anybody making threats against the personal safety of somebody else. It is wrong. It's unacceptable. And this man, again, is supporting the man that was making the threat, supports Tinubu. And again, like I said, what has Tinubu done for Yoruba people? What has he done? What has it done for Yoruba people? He's given 50 million naira 3 times. Niger, Katsina, Kaduna, to the Fulanis. But it's not giving anything. Every time they've burned markets, they've killed farmers, the terrorists have come and destroyed people and rape our women and children. He's silent. So we need to, this kind of action, we do not condone or nor accept anybody making threats for us expressing our right to self-determination. It is our right to self-determination, and we should not accept anybody making threats against us for promoting self-determination. If you want to remain in one Nigeria, that's fine, but you do not make threats against people's lives. And we want the US government to look into that, to get involved in this case, and actually not allow this to continue. It is totally unacceptable. We must stop it. We need to put a stop to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I want to thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back later on with more updates. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. You'll be doing us a great favor. We need to reach more and more people. The numbers, the petition, Ogunlesi Yusuf, you need to go to YouTube. Ogunlesi Yusuf Mayowa, go to YouTube, Citizen AY on YouTube. I'll see if I can send you the link as I'm talking to you now. So there you will see the link. In fact, I'll put it in there for you so you can join me and help us share the message. Let me do this now. As I'm talking to you, you will see it on there. Copy the link. So I'm going to bring it straight to you so you will see it. So go to YouTube. So let me just put it here. You will see it coming up. Please don't forget, as you're coming in to Citizen AY on YouTube, do subscribe. We really need your help to help grow the platform. It's going on nicely, but we still need more people. And as ever, when you come in, sign the petition, hit notification button, subscribe to Citizen AY, and give us a thumbs up. The thumbs up helps us to reach more people. So there you go. I've pinned it for you there. Let me pin it here. Please subscribe. Let me just put it here. to Citizen AY. So I'll put it on YouTube. So let me just put that there. So, and also you can sign the petition. So let me just put that down. 1 second, please. I'm just doing that quickly before I wrap it up. 1 second. So let's just do that. Paste it there. So you will see that come up now. And I'll pin it there. So those of you watching on Citizen AY, and I also put it on Ududua TV radio as well. So I put that there. So I'm putting that up there now, so you can see that. Now let's just make sure. Okay, let me just get the message here from yeah. You guys are okay. Just with help of Yoruba professionals, this can be well handled with right department in the USA. It may even be worse than Adekinka grandson, as an actual attempt seemed to be made to effect this threat. Exactly. That's exactly the point. Just reason. Exactly. I'll see if I can pull up the video that your miss showed, because it is very, very, very wrong. Very, 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 very wrong. Terribly wrong. Terribly wrong that is happening. So let us see what I can do regards that. Let me see. No, I may not be able to show it now, but what I will do certainly is I'm going to we don't condone violence from either side, and the threat of it and actually carrying it out warrants that person should be made to actually face the courts in I mean, this is not it's not a joke. Somebody was badly beaten, and that is not something that we should just allow to go like that. It is very, very wrong. It's unacceptable. Violence should not always be the way to do things at all. So let's just thank you very much, those of you share doing Alaji Osholale Oladushola Alakufo. Yes, so thank you so much for your support there. Don't forget, you do not don't forget to please subscribe to us on YouTube, and don't forget to help us promote the message about the need for us to go for referendum now. Look, I will say it again. The only two parties, if the election were to come up, are going to be APC or PDP, and whoever emerges there will be the president, and I'm almost certain will be a Fulani man. That is what they plan, because Northerners are saying they don't want anybody else. I'll come on with a video about that later on. But what I want us to do is to be aware of what's going on now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up now. Please tune in also. There's also the Yoruba football. I'm going to try and get some more detail about where you can get the t-shirts for the May 21st and 22nd. So, and we'll find out about that and give you an update. I'll bring the one of the people in who are doing that. If you want to get the t-shirts, we'll set that up, and they're going to give us more details as to where we can get that. We may even be able to supply it to you here on Ududua TV Radio and Citizen AY myself. When I get that update, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all so much for joining us. Help us share this broadcast. Don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Click the red button. Hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. The more you give us a thumbs up, the better. But like I said, that person that made the threat, or whoever he call himself, and actually carried out that threat, the US need to pick that person up. Just like they, if they Adekinka, he didn't do anything. He was making, they considered it to be verbal threats, and it seemed that way, which we don't condone. Now he's got 4 years. So this guy, for the threat to have actually taken place, that is something the US really, we urge them, and those of you who are in the US should really work on that, So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you found this useful. Please do share. One thing I want you to, couple of things. INEC is not independent. Any election, and it's not really a selection, election, it's a selection. Saying no to 2023 election, we need to go for referendum. We need vigilante groups across the Middle Belt, Southwest, Southeast to defend ourselves. Because the Fulanis, like you heard from Governor Tom, they want to hand over the governance to the terrorists in Aso Rock and all over the place. And already they are running states. They are collecting taxes. Terrorists are collecting taxes within Nigeria. And they tell you to believe in one Nigeria. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. And in one Nigeria, the 100 million naira that they are asking for nomination, that will pay for 3,000 people, 30,000 each. 3,030 something people. That's for 1 month's pay. PDP, 40 million. That will pay for 1,300 and something people for 1 month. For 1 month. Nigeria is a fraud. Break it up. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen Naira, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do not forget to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen Naira. So let's go do that here. Subscribe to Citizen Naira. Just go ahead and do that. Let's do that one more place. Subscribe to Citizen Naira. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you all so much. And of course, on Oduduwa TV Radio as well. Go ahead, if you haven't subscribed to us, make sure you subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio as well. It really will be important to help us. So we're grateful for your support. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, we need to go for a referendum. We need to break apart this contraption. We'll be back later on. Yes, exactly. Imagine violence on people's life because you disagree on views. The same person enjoying a peace in country where different views are treated. Thank you very much. Yes. So that's exactly just reason. Thank you so much for your comments there. So we do not condone or feel threatened, But again, we'll be back later on. Thanks for watching. You're watching Citizen Naira, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you and goodbye.